What is going on, snipers? Naeem Al-Obeidi here. I hope all of you guys are having a wonderful day today. If you're watching this after it's published, feel free to use the 1.5x speed if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're on Twitter, Facebook, or Twitch, you might not have that option, unfortunately. We're going to be diving into our Bitcoin video today, looking at the overall market, taking user questions, but most importantly, talking about Bitcoin's price movement over the next couple of days and how critical it is to watch this flag pattern to see whether or not we're going to break out of this 12,000-ish range here. This pattern we actually drew out prior to all of these support and resistance levels confirming themselves. And I'm going to show you guys exactly how I did this, keeping things very basic, just like we always do here on Sniper Stude. So let's go ahead and just dive right into it. Oh, by the way, let's go ahead and clear this chart, and we'll go ahead and redo this chart for you guys to show you guys exactly how we predicted this support and resistance level, because that's how you're going to make a lot of money in the market. Any trader knows that you make the majority of your money through the swings of going from lows to highs. So buying the red, selling the green. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. Oh, that wasn't the intro. Okay. Sorry, I'm on my other computer. Let's dive right into it. All right, now that we've cleared our graph here, this is our trading view chart. If you guys are new here on Snipers Tube, the link is in the description below. It is an open and free resource, and this is available to all of you guys. We're on the 1 hour chart here. We're going to go ahead and switch this over to the 1 day just to get a little bit of a better perspective of these candlesticks, to see the bodies and the wicks more clearly. We're going to be inserting several different indicators right now. We're going to be using the MACD and the RSI, which was present in the previous graph here, alongside with the volume as well, which is down here in the bar. You can see we're going to be turning on this RSI, the MACD as well. And I'm going to show you guys exactly how to draw the Fibonacci retracement as well. If you guys are on TradingView, the Fibonacci retracement is a great tool to really learn support and resistance levels, or even predict potential support and resistance levels. It's an arithmetic mathematical equation that was developed by Fibonacci. If you guys actually watch our video by Marcus Koster, one of our analysts, he did an awesome video on the Fibonacci and how to utilize this tool. But you're going to go to this third tab here, right click this, open up the Fibonacci retracement for those of you guys new to trading, and then go ahead and take the top of the graph, either the top of the wicks or the top of the body of the candle, depending on what you're looking at. This is the 1 day, of course, and then just draw that down to the equal part of which you're measuring. So if you're doing the top of the body, do the bottom of the body. So you can do that channel right here. You can see the clear Fibonacci retracement. You see right over here we found some support, bounced up, bounced back down, bounced up, found some resistance on this Fibonacci retracement, found support, and you can see exactly how this works. So look at this head and shoulder right here too. If you guys don't know the head and shoulder pattern, this was an indicator that we were going to see some downside. If you guys were watching Snipers Tube around this time of the year, we actually predicted this downward momentum. We saved a lot of people from those losses, thankfully. You can see we've got a head up here, left and right shoulder. If you guys are on our Discord free resource, once again, you guys know exactly how a head and shoulder looks. Let's go ahead and take some questions from our viewers. By the way, for those of you that don't know how a head and shoulder looks, let me actually pull this up on Google for you. I think this would be a different way to show. Instead of just pulling up the actual graph here, not the head and shoulder shampoo or conditioner, but the pattern. You can see here exactly how the head and shoulder is formed. There's an inverse head and shoulder as well that actually indicates a breakout upwards. This is actually a reversal pattern, and then the inverse is a breakout pattern, which is actually what happened here. You can see this was an inverse head and shoulder, where you got left, right, head, bam. We see that potential breakout. It actually corresponds exactly with the flag that we're going to be looking at here in just a second. Let's actually redraw this right now for you guys to see exactly where Bitcoin is going to see its next breakout. We'll pull up the 3 hour chart just to get a little bit more accuracy. The closer you get in terms of time frame, the more accurate levels you can actually draw out. So we'll go ahead and draw out this flag pattern once again that's forming here with Bitcoin. So we've got this descending support line, and then we've got this descending resistance level, and then we saw that exact resistance level hit. So we pretty much just drew out a flag. This is a very simple pattern. The flag is going to be an indicator of a specific pattern, in this case a breakout pattern potentially. This was a bullish flag. or actually a bearish flag, but it's turning into something that's potentially going to become bullish as you start to see it test these resistance levels. You see how it kind of stays on top there, almost like a magnet attracting itself. You can see it bounced right on that Fibonacci retracement. That's exactly, by the way, how we predicted the 9,300 bounce that we were going to see. It was right on that Fibonacci retracement, and it was exactly where we saw previous support levels. So in my opinion, it was a fairly easy prediction there. So now that we've got this flag drawn out, let's see what questions we might have here from our viewers. Who do we have online right now? Somebody said 11.8K correct. Crypto is the future. Somebody says inverse are good. I dislike inverse. Yes, Michael Massey. In this case, the inverse is good. Somebody said, Gonzalo Robles. I'm keeping TRX, 88, XRP, etc. But I've been losing money lately. I don't know about XRP. I looked at the graph, and it just doesn't look the the best right now, in my opinion. And we'll definitely do some more requests. We're actually going to do some phone call questions as well, so stay tuned for that. Matt Jardine said, "What's up? What is up, brother?" Somebody says, "This inverse going to play out?" I wouldn't even call this an inverse. I'd call this a cup and handle. You can see we've got a breakout here. You've got the cup formed. You've got the handle formed. If this plays out correctly, I would consider this more so of a cup and handle, and just in my opinion. And the reason so is in an inverse head and shoulder, what you're looking for is the actual breakout to potentially occur right where that left shoulder occurs, the same way that you see the right shoulder as the indicator of that reversal. It's the same exact thing when you're looking at the ladder, which is the breakout pattern here, which is the inverse head and shoulder. But I really, really am watching Bitcoin right now to see if it's going to break through this flag. I think this right here is the level we're watching for. If you guys saw the title of this video, here's the fact of the matter. If it breaks through this level, I think we're going to see further upside. Now, here's the biggest question. How high are we going to go? And that's what we're going to be answering with our technical analysis here. So looking at these price levels, in my opinion, if you are still looking to get your position in Bitcoin, it's not necessarily a bad time, but in my opinion, you should wait just a little bit longer for confirmation. So there's two types of ways you can trade. You can trade upon support levels, buying low in a channel, or you can buy past resistance levels at confirmation points when there's potential breakouts, and then still make large percentage gains from that, just buying at the top, but buying from a breakout from a resistance level. Because when something breaks a resistance level, it almost doesn't have as much of the market sentiment behind it pulling it back down, and it almost reverses. And once it's past that resistance level, market sentiment starts to psychologically drive the price up because they have a feeling that there's a reason for it breaking a previous resistance level, or in this case, and in every case, psychological barriers, which support and resistance levels are. So Bobby said, "Let's go." Yes, let's go. Who do we got on here? Wine Weirdo said, "To the moon." To the moon we go. Let's take some questions. Any of you guys got questions? Some good questions? We'll actually take some phone call requests as well today. So get your phones ready if you guys want to call in. Somebody said, Tony Teshe, if Bitcoin breaks 12,000, how will it affect other altcoins? Here's my opinion on that. Great question, Tony. I think the altcoins have not yet seen their rally. We saw Bitcoin consolidate. We saw altcoins consolidate. We saw Bitcoin run up, but we didn't see altcoins run up. And what I mean by that is if you pull up Satoshi values of, let's say, ETH, BTC, and you look at the Satoshi valuation, you can see we have just not yet seen any sort of substantial breakout. We've seen a consolidation. We bounced off of this previous support level, now coming back towards those previous support levels in terms of Satoshi value. And in my opinion, the altcoins haven't changed, just like Bitcoin hasn't changed, right? All of this is psychological. This whole market right now is just running off of either hype or fear. And in my opinion, there's a lot less fear now than there was 2 or 3 weeks ago, being the fact that people are realizing that, man, Bitcoin is able to sustain the $10,000 price range. That's fairly stout for a coin that was worth less than $1,000 2 years ago. So thinking about Bitcoin and where its current state is at right now, I think people are becoming more and more optimistic about Bitcoin. And I don't know about you, but I've had so many people come up to me over the past couple of weeks saying that they can't wait to buy into their first Bitcoin, buy their first fraction of a Bitcoin because they can barely even buy a Bitcoin at this point. And I think that is fundamentally one of the reasons why we're going to continue to see further upside here with Bitcoin. I think, in my opinion, the fact that we're now, you can see live testing these resistance levels about to break out of this flag pattern, that this is going to become confirmation that Bitcoin is going to start seeing some further upside over the long term. When I say the long term, obviously crypto is sped up. It's like everything is in the matrix in crypto. Everything is so fast. I would say the long term in this case, 6 to 12 months, that we're going to have that further upside. Because here's the thing, if you're an investor, let me ask all of you guys a question. If you knew that Bitcoin is going to be worth $20,000 by the end of this year, would you want to buy some right now? It's kind of a simple question, because if somebody says no, then you're obviously not an investor and you don't understand the rules of ROI, which is the return on your investment. Because if it's going to be worth 20,000 and that's almost 2x rise, or doubling your money pretty much, then it would be the smart decision to say, hey, I would want to buy into it. So I think knowing that Bitcoin is finding support at these higher levels around the $9,000 to $10,000 range right now, eventually most likely going to get into the 11 and the 12s, I think that's going to bring more market confidence than we had before when we saw this previous run up, where it was all exuberance and hype and speculation. And once again, if you guys go back to the NASDAQ bubble of 2000, you can see here, it's exactly what happened here in the dot-com bubble, where we had a huge exuberance and a huge run up here. We'll do a 1 week chart just so that we can actually get back. But you can see if we pull this up, we've shown this before on the live stream, but you can see there have been moments and times in which before the actual bubble occurred, because we are in a large bubble, don't forget that. That's still a fact. Now, does that mean you can't make money in a bubble? No, you can make a lot of money in a bubble. However, you have to play it properly. You don't want to buy at the top. You want to be able to buy on the way up and be able to take your profits on the way up as well, which I think is one of the biggest lessons I personally learned, being the fact that I've had trading experience in traditional markets, Forex, and so forth. Things are a little bit faster in cryptocurrency markets. If you guys are traditional traders, you guys know what I'm talking about. And I think the biggest thing I learned personally was to take profits a lot faster. And I think everything in the crypto market has to be 1 to 3 times faster, depending on what aspect of it you're talking about. So, for example, putting in your stop losses, I think you should be a little bit faster in the crypto market than you are in traditional markets. There's larger volatility. There's more volatility in the market. So there's a lot more potential of those stop losses getting ticked off without actual proper price action. So looking at the bubble, you can see how we had these parabolic run-ups, and then we saw consolidations on the way. Run-up, consolidation, run-up, consolidation. This is a 1 week chart. So understand this right here is pretty significant drop in price here. Even while this bubble was occurring, you can see within a short time frame, we had these huge parabolic run-ups out of nowhere. These are week charts. So take each one of these little candlesticks and then imagine that was more than, if it's a week, imagine if that was an hour chart and how exuberant these run-ups were. And you can see how we went from literally 1,746 all the way up to 2,000, back down to 1,487. So that was literally almost half of a correction just on the way up in this dot-com bubble that occurred in 2008, which in my opinion is the most replicatable, comparable comparison that you can make at this point to what the crypto market is like, unfortunately. But it's the truth. It's speculative value. There's nothing wrong with a bubble, by the way. If you understand markets, bubbles are good. If you utilize them properly, and if you understand them, and if you know how to correctly maneuver them. So we'll go ahead and go back to our Bitcoin chart here and pop up that 3-hour chart and then take some more questions. So hopefully that answered some of your questions. Somebody says, is there a night owl tonight? Yes, there's a night owl tonight. Emerald and above mastermind tonight. It's going to be a Q&A session, and that's because it's the end of the month and we need to definitely get together, and I actually want to do a little bit more of a personal thing tonight. So other than that, post all your questions here. We will be taking calls tonight from the audience here. Matter of fact, why don't we take our first call of the night? Take your phones out. If you guys want to call in and ask a question, let's do a phone call question. I think it's cool to interact with the audience. You know, you guys have provided so much to the community in terms of resources, knowledge, and information. And I love interacting and then hearing your stories and where you guys come from. So here's the phone number to call, 321. And if you guys are looking to get that little postal code, if you're out of the country, it's +1 here in the United States. +1 321 593 5016. Give me a call and we'll take one question for now. Web Advancer said, "Hey, Ali baby." Ernie Robert said, "Is Verge dead?" Shreyas Suresh said, "Hey, what do you think about GBT?" Doesn't seem like a coin that is in the top 50. So, or it might be that. Is that, I don't know that ticker. Justin Whitman said, "Verge will soar soon." All right, we got our first caller. Let's look. It says snipers. We got snipers calling.
From unknown caller.
Hey, what's up?
Hello.
Hey, who am I talking to?
My name's Ali.
How you doing, Ali?
How's it going?
Good, man. Really good. I've actually been doing a lot lately for Snipers Tube, man. So sorry for the lack of live streams.
Yeah, I'm watching right now.
Awesome, man. Do you have any questions about the market and the current state and where you think, you know, maybe a question that you've been wondering over the past couple of days?
I just want to know, when Bitcoin goes up, how is that going to affect the altcoins?
Well, you know, in my opinion, so obviously when Bitcoin's value, you know, when it soars, you know, significantly and it has these exponential run-ups, there's obviously a drop in Satoshi value if the altcoins aren't able to keep up. However, I think that altcoins at this point have not necessarily seen the attention that they're deserving of. And I think a big reason for that is because of Bitcoin's uncertainty. I think a lot of people either have a lot of fiat on the side. So there's two types of reserves right now, I guess you can call them, that will potentially get into the market over the next couple of days once there's, you know, that confirmation that Bitcoin's going up. And I think the two reserves is, number one, there's a lot of fiat cash on the side right now that isn't in the market that people are waiting to put into the market. And I think a lot of that will go into altcoins and obviously Bitcoin. And then I think the second reserve, you know, quote unquote, just for this example, that's in the market right now is the reserves of hedges against the current market. And in this specific regard, you've got coins like the one that, I don't know, have you heard of that coin, that the one that's backed by gold, DGD?
Yes. I just read a little bit about that.
Great. It's a great project, right?
Yeah, it seems really good.
Yeah, and you know, I think a lot of money is in that. I mean, you can see that it's had a parabolic run up. It just hit $1 billion plus market cap. And what's cool about DGD is
market cap, huge.
Yeah, and it's out of nowhere too, right?
It's insane. It's like Trump would say, it's huge.
It's huge. You're gonna build a wall, man. It's gonna be huge. So yeah, that's what I think. So I think there's gonna be potential. So we'll take another question. Thank you for your question. Any other questions here on the chat? Somebody says that chart looks ominous. Stephanie Reimer. Somebody says thoughts on Nano Hype. Kyle Nisgertesky. That's a cool name. Michael Massey's in the house. Good to have you. Somebody says alt or cash. I would say a mixture. I would say 30 to 40% of your assets should be allocated until Bitcoin passes 11,400, in my opinion. We got another caller here, but we're not going to take this one just yet. So he says, not a good idea to give your number to the entire world. Now you get a gazillion SMS. Don't worry. I know what I'm doing, brother. I've got a specific line set up for this. So he says, hi, Dame. What do you think about Bitcoin Diamond? I have a lot in Gate.io. You know, I think Bitcoin Diamond, Yusuf, I think all forks. I actually got a question from one of our Emeralds today, which if you guys are Emeralds, I'll see you tonight at the Emerald Plus Mastermind. Now, I think that in general, when you're looking at Bitcoin forks and you look at the past, right? Because the past is a great predictor of the future. You know, people try to deny that, but at the end of the day, you have to understand that the market is all psychological and people are going to work against their risk and reward, synapses. And what I would say in regards to forks of Bitcoin is a lot of them are successful. You see Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin Diamond, Bitcoin Cash. These forks have really become more prominent over time, especially in 2017 is really we saw that influx of forks, starting with coins like Bitcoin Cash. And a lot of them have seen great success. Bitcoin Diamond, in my opinion, if you guys have seen the chart of Bitcoin Diamond compared to Bitcoin Gold, I'll show you the chart here, Diamond comparison. Bitcoin Diamond is almost like a combination of Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin, and the what was it? The other one, Bitcoin. I think it was Bitcoin. The other fork that occurred. I know there's another SegWit2x, which was kind of an implementation that was supposed to occur. But you can see here in this chart, if you look at this, Bitcoin Diamond has great technological intrinsic value. However, it's still a fork of Bitcoin. So you have to ask yourself, well, how many more of these forks are going to happen? Well, you've got this next fork coming out for Bitcoin Private, right? BTCP. That's going to be another fork of Bitcoin implementing the Z, the privacy factor. And in my opinion, we will see a lot of success with Bitcoin forks just because of speculative value and how the market typically reacts to Bitcoin forks. However, in the long run, like 5 to 10 years, will they have any sort of intrinsic value? In my opinion, that's a little bit more questionable. It would really have to bring something to the plate that Bitcoin not necessarily can't bring to the plate, but it would have to bring something to the plate that would require it to become something that has intrinsic value. Because if you want to get a private coin, then why don't you just use Monero? Why do you have to use Bitcoin Private? Do you see where I'm coming from? Like, I understand you're using the blockchain of, using the Bitcoin blockchain and you're forking it and you're implementing this technology into an existing blockchain, but why not use something like Monero, which in my opinion is a lot more advanced than most privacy coins at this point, and don't get too much, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I know a lot of people are very fond of coins like Verge and Dash and PivX and all of these other privacy coins, but that's my opinion on Bitcoin fork. Hopefully that helps somewhat. Somebody says, VeChain update, please. The price has dropped hard. Should I stay in it? Thanks from Germany. So VeChain, you guys, a lot of people bought the Thor hype. We did drop out of this ascending channel here. This is actually something that I drew out previously, and it's still in effect. You can see as soon as we broke here would have been the time to be, aware of the fact that prices were going to see a downside, whether you wanted to set up those sell orders at that point. Understand channels are the easiest way to make money, in my opinion. You're either going up or down within the channel. There's support and resistance levels, and it's very predictable. And especially when something breaks out of a channel, like in this case, you can see how it had further downside, broke right through that Fibonacci. You see how Fibonacci really works? Look at that. All these red candles, and then right at Fibonacci retracement level, bam, we saw that little pop. So I think that's pretty cool. You know what's crazy about this chart? I just had somebody tell me they wanted to get into VeChain. I promise you, I just had somebody come up to me and say, hey, I've been looking to get a position in VeChain. And I literally told them that this was probably going to become a bull flag and it was going to see further down. So I actually have a screenshot of this. It's actually quite funny in my opinion because I'll show you guys all the screenshot here. So this is the screenshot that actually I just took the screenshot here. Let me pull this up. This is actually why I had this fib retracement already drawn out here. But all this stuff is pretty predictable, and I hope you guys understand that because it's really what's going to help you in the market. Sorry if there's a little bit of lag there, because I did pop that screen up. But if you see here, hopefully that is showing quite clearly. I actually drew this out, and I kind of had a feeling that we were going to see further downside because he was looking to get a good position in VeChain because of the Thor announcement and all the implementations that they're utilizing at this point with their nodes and stuff. So It was fairly predictable because it came out of a channel. That was just kind of my analysis. It was, hey, dude, I think this is not a good trade right now. I mean, he was going to put a buy order in right here, and I think a lot of people did, and that's what a bull trap is there for. So, in my opinion, we'll see a little bit further down. So I think the best buy point here would probably be the bottom of this Fibonacci retracement at this point, and that would be where I think that things could be considered oversold. You can see we're about to form a double bottom here in the RSI on the 3-hour. You can see it went under 30 once. Looks like it's about to go under 30 once again. And if that double bottom can confirm, then we could potentially say that this could be a good point to really get your position into VeChain. I think we withered out most of the weak hands here, and then we saw this downside to now see a little bit of that double bottom starting to form finally, which is good because that's an indicator that, as you can see with this previous double bottom, that we're probably going to see further upside. You see how RSI went below 30 twice within the same hour. That is how you can identify a double bottom. And it doesn't have to be within an hour. I think a couple hours is fine. As long as it's within a small threshold, that would be quite ideal in this case. So hopefully that helped. Let's go ahead and take some more questions here. Let's pull up the Restream chat. Somebody says, can you give us a history on the Fibonacci? Stephanie said it's on sale. Sweet. I love the attitude, Steph. Good one. I agree. Sonny Gill, what do you think about Encash? Sultan said, question, hi name. Can you, sorry if I skip your question, if it's just something that I don't feel like talking about, but it's something that I want to talk about. Can you explain it, possibly give an example? Oh man, I lost it. Sorry. So he says, you can keep your profits while you wait for a huge market correctness with having to be tax Garrett. That's what I'm doing right now. Francis McFadden, thanks for helping out the community, man. Somebody says, we got a guy named Jack the Yo-Yo 64 here. Tony Tish here as well. Nice. Web Advancer said, I need a wrench. What do you need a wrench for, man? I've got a wrench. Here, let me grab one for you. No, I'm just kidding. So he says, how much does LightPay affect the psychological aspect of Litecoin, Russell Dyer? Very easy. Buy the hype, sell the news. Very simple, brother. Buy the hype, sell the news. So he says, why do altcoins only go up with Bitcoin? PW. Because it's attached to Bitcoin in the manner that most exchanges only have USD pairings with Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and a few others, very limited. You can't just buy Substratum with US dollars, right? You can't just buy VeChain with US dollars. You really have to get some sort of Bitcoin first. So when people have to go to buy Bitcoin to buy altcoins, that's why they're so correlated. So once we see that separation, which Bittrex just announced on one of their podcasts that they're potentially going to be adding more USD pairings with other altcoins, that's going to be a little bit more cohesive with the market to allow it to separate itself from Bitcoin, to not have that strong correlation. Sonny Gill said, you're awesome. Thank you, brother. Somebody says, sup, dude, what do you think of polymath? Simon Esiambre. Ali Mehdi said, XRP. Sorry if I'm skipping your questions. I just want to talk about something that can help a large amount of people right now. Like, that's really what the live streams are for. For more specific questions, that's what the masterminds could be ideal for. Jonathan B in the house. Jason Pemberton, Redod02, Mobeen said, are you satisfied with the BTC volume? Good question. Let's pull up the BTC volume here. Let's see what's going on with the BTC volume. Where'd that volume at? There's that volume. Let's do it one day. See what volume we're looking at here. I'm pretty satisfied with this right here. Look at that. That's good. I think this is the largest buy candlestick that we've ever seen in Bitcoin history. Past that's 12 from Twitch. I don't have all day to go sell. That's funny. Wait, somebody said, wait, what? There was more to that. I can't even read it all here. Man. What should I do while I'm on work? Send an alert on my phone for anything over 5%. I don't have all day to go sell on spikes. What I would say past X is there's multiple ways. So you're kind of asking, like, how could I set up alerts in a way? There's actually a really cool extension to your Chrome browser. I really recommend this for some of you that trade on TradingView, or at least chart on TradingView. Some people actually use Coinigy to API into Binance, and because they're very fond of that feature. But there's actually an extension that a lot of people know about that allow you to actually set up buy and sells within TradingView. So you can literally set up an indicator right here on TradingView, and then you can set it up to buy or sell for you on whatever exchange you're on. So that extension, once again, I'm going to repeat it twice. It's called, get your pen and papers ready. I can't say this twice. Auto View. Type in Auto View on Google. So Auto View, AUTOVIEW, and it's automated trading. I'm not sure if there's like a fee to it or some sort, but it's definitely worth it if that's the type of features that you're looking for. KK848755655 said, I still have Nano. I purchased with your trade alert. Should I hold? I'm still holding Nano. It hasn't hit stop loss zone prices yet. So if you guys do get our trade alerts here, we'll pull up our trade alerts here, pull up our Nano chart, show you guys exactly how that trade alert's looking right here. So if we pull up Nano BTC, you can see, actually, was it the USD? What was the Nano? Trying to remember where that was done on Binance. No, did I delete it from? I may have deleted it from my. Let's just pull up the chart Nano BTC right over here. So you can see we've got this initial downward trend popped up, upward channel forming. We got some ascending resistance levels right here. Looks to be like right around at this point, finding some strong resistance right around 15,581 Satoshis. And then we're seeing this upward channel here. Looks like we just broke this ascending channel. Let's zoom in here a little bit to the 1 hour. See what we've got. Yep, we just broke the upward channel. So we're probably going to see further downside. We'll draw the Fibonacci retracement in just a second to confirm that. Matter of fact, actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and redraw this. Let's get a more of an accurate count here. It looks to be that ascending resistance is also forming. So I would consider this right here, the channel. There's not really strong support lines. So I would actually draw out Fibonacci retracement from the start here. Let's go ahead and actually keep that ascending resistance level there. Draw it out a little bit more accurate. That is a very important level because that's going to tell you exactly where most likely to find resistance. So if you're looking for take profit zones, that's how you're going to determine those. But if we do the Fibonacci retracement, I think we're going to be able to get a little bit more of an accurate count on where we're going to see this potentially correct to if you are looking to get those buys in. So we'll do a quick Fibonacci here. You can see here if we stretch this out a little bit, looks like, is it following Fibonacci retracement? It looks like it is. You can see how we bounced up, broke through two levels here, saw resistance back down to the second level, which is typically what's going to happen if you break through two Fibonacci retracements without finding any sort of resistance at one of the Fibonacci retracements. You're most likely going to correct back. So hopefully you guys can learn something there. So if you break through two like that, you can see how we broke through 1, 2, and then we ended up going back down, finding support at 1. So always be aware of that, because that type of stuff can really make you guys some quick trades. If you guys are looking to become full-time traders, highly recommend it, guys. I mean, that's what my purpose and mission has always been for this community, to empower and involve you to the point where you guys can create either a substantial secondary income or become full-time in trading, like I was able and blessed to have the opportunity to do on October 19th of 2017. I'll always remember that day. Not that I wasn't able to do it before, but that was where I was substantially at the point where I was able to go ahead and walk away from my full-time corporate sales career dealing with timeshares and telecommunication sales, which wasn't fun. So very glad. Hazel Gomez in the house. We got Jackal Reed here. We got Michael Bozzi in the house. Faye Alex Sese. Pax Justiça Webb in the house. Hype Finder. Babaron in the house. So in my opinion right now at this point, it looks like we actually have some strength within this. I wouldn't call this a descending channel at this point. I think that the channel itself is still has yet to form because it looks like there's no clear support lines. I would say the channel is going to form probably around these levels here, along with this support. Actually, this resistance level here can complete that. So that makes a lot more sense here. So this is kind of the channel that's forming here. In my opinion, it's still in an upward trend. It's working very well with Fibonacci retracements. This is a very bullish sign here. The fact that we can break through two Fibonacci retracement levels within 1 impulse wave. You can see that right there is very bullish. In my opinion, we're still seeing some bullish price action here with Nano, which is why it's one of our trade alerts too. So sorry for miscalculating that earlier, but I was trying to get that clear support and resistance line pulled up. Let's go back to BTC and then load up our live stream graph so we can stay organized here, even though we just messed up that last one. Somebody donated $20 on Super Chat. Thank you, Michael Bazzi. Appreciate the Super Chat, Michael. Really means a lot, brother. That's real. Let's go ahead and do your request here for EOS, BTC. Wow. That's going to be quite the exuberance there. Interesting. We actually found resistance right where we found previous resistance. What do you know? People say technical analysis doesn't work. Well, how do we find resistance where we found resistance back in February 23rd? Why are we finding resistance? This is a 1 hour chart, so this is probably like 1 day. It's a couple days actually, but still very important. So very simple. Anytime you see a breakout like this, especially if it's hitting previous resistance levels with a very clear support and resistance channel, you can see we've got clear support levels right around 77,000 Satoshi, 77,269 looks like the true support, with that clear channel forming here, finding resistance, testing those resistance for the third time finally. If we break through that, we're most likely going to see further upside. How far are we going to go? Very good question. Let's go ahead and find out here with EOS. We can provide that information to you, Michael. Let's do a 6 hour chart here to get a little bit of a overview here, bird's eye view. Let's go ahead and see Fibonacci retracement. Very, very, very clear graph here. I like that. It's not too many parabolic run-ups. A lot of horizontal movement, which shows a little bit of strength, a little bit of stability as well. So that's always a good thing. Somebody said, will you shave your head if you hit... I'm not doing that anymore. You got, oh my gosh. Every time somebody comments, literally, somebody's like, if you hit 500 likes, are you going to shave your head? I literally see all the likes jump out of nowhere. And for some reason, we always end up hitting the target, and I end up having to do the bet. I might be good at technical analysis. I'm not too good with betting here. So let's, and look, the likes are going up now too. It's like you guys save it. It's like you have your like in your pocket, and you're like, all right, whenever I'm ready, I'm gonna use this. I'll do it. If we hit 500, what do we hit? We have 388 viewers. I'll do it. I will literally shave. Even I can't do it because my scar. I'll go bald. No, I can't go. I can shave though, but we're not gonna hit 500. Typically, we'll have like 600, 700, 8, maybe 1,000 plus viewers. Now we got 400. No big deal. I've been a little more inconsistent, but hey, our website's looking really good. Just saying. It's going to be very basic. We're going to have a really basic, it's not going to be very, like the first release is going to be basic functionalities, but over time it's going to evolve. We're just now finishing our rebranding. If you guys go on our YouTube channel, if you guys go on any of our platforms, our rebranding is just coming together quite well. Very, very, very happy with how it's looking. How do you guys like the rebrand, by the way? Do you guys like it? Do you all like it? Somebody says, if you get 420 likes, will you share some free crypto? Marianne 420. I'll give away a book. We'll do a book giveaway regardless. Somebody says, hey, Dan, do you think tether manipulation of BTC price is why we're not seeing bull run? It's stuck below 11,000 for a long time. No, I don't think the tether, no. I think that was just kind of, I think that was falsity just being made up, in my opinion, to really justify something that wasn't really true. Just my humble but accurate opinion. So, and what I mean by that is stable coins have been around for a very long time. It started with BitShares. If you guys know, the first stable coin was an incorporation of something that was actually backed in corporation with BitShares, which if you guys know what BitShares is, it's a huge coin. I think it's in the top 50. So that was one of the first stable coins. There's 3 types of stable coins. There's ones that are actually backed by an asset. There are some that aren't backed by an asset, but are more backed by market sentiment in a way. But then there's others that are backed by multiple assets, almost acting as a hedge or a mutual fund, investing in many different areas, whether that's real estate, USD, stocks, bonds, traditional assets, commodities, gold, silver, or such thereof. Somebody said, yes, you liked it. Awesome. I'm glad. Yes. Somebody said no. Glad you guys liked it. Looking forward to your next trade alert, Mike Vandervoort. Yeah, couldn't find one today. Nothing I was confident in today. Kind of had to hold back on that. I don't want to, just throw out quantity. I'm very focused on quality, and that's one thing I've always been big with. It's quality. So somebody says, Naeem, nothing weird is happening with your encoding from time to time. It cuts down the upload stops. Not sure what it is. Pax Justiça. Hey, Pax, if you don't mind messaging me on Twitter, man, if you know about any of that stuff, like any of you that know about like streaming, and I'm using OBS right now, that would help. Like, I don't know why the stream always acts up, or the voice sometimes is delayed like crazy if I'm using my Microsoft laptop. So it's not my Microsoft, my Asus Alien Predator 17. If we get 200 likes, will you dye your hair purple? I'll do it for 450. We'll do 450. And now the likes, oh man, they just popped 100. You guys, oh my gosh. Some of you still have likes just sitting in your pocket. That's crazy. Somebody says, Tether made up, look, Tether blockchain to issue $850 million. Do I think they have? So I know you. So I don't want to get into the Tether drama. I'm not saying 100% they've got the money to back it. I actually took a poll on Twitter talking about that. I didn't know what was the results of that Twitter poll. Does anybody know? Let's look at the results of that Twitter poll really quick. Actually, I'd be interested to see what the results of that Twitter poll was. If you guys are following us on Twitter, we like to do a lot of community consensus so we can get a little bit of an accurate prediction, or at least an accurate understanding of what the community is feeling. We get quite a number of votes. So we did one about Tether. So it was, do you believe Tether has $1 for every one USDT? And we got 63% no, 37% yes. One of the most interesting ones for me was I would hodl Neo over Stellar, Litecoin, and Ripple. I don't know what you guys think about that. This one was funny. Which coin will rise the most in the next 2 weeks? Litecoin. Well, why are you hodling Neo? I don't get it. And this one had 587 votes, more of an accurate consensus too. So what's the best coin to invest in out of Nano, VeChain? Somebody said Neo. Neo has been getting a lot of positivity. I think that's kind of cool. Sometimes you want to go against what people are saying though. So I think in this case, when you're looking at coins, you really want to know what the market is fond of, because that certainly can affect prices and sentiment within the market. So very important factor there. Let's see what other questions we've got here. If you guys want, somebody said, let's do a phone call question. Let's do a phone call question. If you guys want to give me a call and have a question live, take your phones out right now. The phone number is going to be 54321. That's not the phone number. The phone number is, and then we'll do your super chat, Ernie Robert. Thank you for the Canadian dollars, brother. But we'll do that in just a sec. So we'll do Verge, and I'm guessing you're talking about XVG, of course. Oh, somebody's already calling. I didn't even get to say my number. Sorry. Well, we'll take this call. Sorry for those of you that were anticipating the call. Maybe this person really wants to say something.
Unknown caller.
Hey, who do I have the pleasure of speaking with?
Hey, Naeem, this is Scott Renfro.
What's up, Scott? Finally, man, and put a voice to your name.
Right? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you doing?
Pretty good, thanks.
Awesome.
Okay, got a question for you. So,
For sure.
Watch your show all the time. You're great. And
Thank
my
you.
11-year-old son is in watching you too. So I made a deal with him. I said, look, if you study cryptocurrency, give me a report on it, see what you understand about it.
How old's your son?
He's 11.
Oh my
First of all,
gosh.
do you have to be 18 to buy crypto, or is there an age limit?
Not when he's using your account.
Oh, okay. So I told him if he studied it and explained it to me, and I thought he had an understanding, I'd give him $1,000 to invest in 2 different coins.
Wow.
So I need 2 coins. We're going to put 500 in each. And what do you recommend?
I would say, if you're going to ask me at the top of my head, listen, this is an investment advice, Scott, number one. And if you lose all your money, that's not my fault. But I'll tell you what I would do. I really think Neo has a lot of upside. Neo, in my opinion, is something I'd be long for. at first I wasn't as fond of Neo, but as time progressed, as I got around more crypto enthusiasts, individuals in the market, like actually participating, actually making moves, and that actually have like actual knowledge within the market. And I'm talking about individuals that are multi millionaires because of Bitcoin and stuff. A lot of them are very fond of Neo, and that kind of triggered me to look more into it. And I started watching the CEO and his keynotes, and he's on a tour right now all throughout the world. So just all of these things fundamentally line up with the fact that I think that it's a great long-term hold, because it seems like your 11-year-old's not going to be day trading, right?
He's definitely going long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would say Neo number one. Number two, I mean, if it's your 11-year-old, I would say Bitcoin, man. Why not? I never
He
recommend.
actually picked out Tron. What do you think about Tron?
Nothing
As a
nothing against Tron. Why did he pick Tron? The 11-year-old picked Tron.
I don't know. There's so many pumps on Tron on YouTube. He can't weed through the pumps or the guys like you that actually know what they're talking about. So
thank you, man. He watched all those Tron Lambo videos. Oh man, there's a ton of Verge ones too, actually.
yeah.
I would say if he wants to do Tron, let him do Tron. You know what though? One thing I want to mention, I'm sure you know this. It's your 11-year-old, but for the, this is more for the viewers, but like diversification is huge. I think 50-50 is never, the best, but I think the best would be like a 20%, 30%, and then a mixture of 10% and 5% of allocations within your portfolio, if that makes any sense. So having a very diversified portfolio, it gets kind of hard, but when prices are low, I think that's the best time to do that because, last year I had a very diversified portfolio, but this year I don't because we started the year off with high prices descending down. So.
Okay. Yeah, okay, we can break it up into more than two coins. We'll do that then.
I highly recommend it.
I appreciate you taking the call, man. You're great, and your trade alerts are pretty much spot on. Like I said in that message, I don't have time with my schedule, but I just do what you say, and it's been working out.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that, Scott, and thank you for the continued support. You've been on for a while, man, and I appreciate that. If you need anything, shoot me a text or give me a call, brother.
Definitely. Thanks, man.
All right, no problem. We're gonna get your 11-year-old on the live stream sometime.
Yeah, he's watching right now. Give him a shout out, Mason.
Shout out to Mason. All right.
All right, bud. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Take care, Scott. Man, I haven't had the chance to talk to Scott. He's actually one of our long-term viewers. Let's see. Fashion Avantgardist on YouTube said, thoughts on ADB. Haven't heard of that. Remember, I'm trying to talk about things that will apply and relate to most. Somebody says, is there a night owl tonight? Yes, there's a night owl tonight. It's not a night owl tonight. We're actually doing a Q&A mastermind for emeralds and above. So that's, more specific just because it's the end of the month. So somebody says, what coins do you suggest if you're looking for a year long-term, not a day trader? If you're looking for a year long-term, Carlos, I just kind of answered that. I would say Neo, but thanks for the question, Carlos. I like Neo. Somebody says, if BTC were to lose its dominance from the looks of it, ETH would be the next front runner. What coin do you think deserves to lead the field? Dante Martin, what coin deserves to lead the field? I think we're going to see in the top 5, I think in the next 2 months, we'll see Bitcoin, Ethereum, Neo, possibly even, man, this might blow some of your mind. I'm very, very big on, a lot of people might not feel this way, but I think EOS has a lot of potential. EOS, they just got off ERC20. They're creating they're really starting to move forward with their technology, and I think EOS has a lot of potential to be in the top 5 soon. But that's always changing depending on fundamental aspects and things of that nature. Somebody says, "Name Professor, if I send you $9,000, can you double it every month until June? Azumi, Hong Kong." I actually didn't hit my goal for January of hitting, because typically I want to make 100% at least profits, but January was horrible. But at least I was able to take profits, wasn't in a loss, and we actually predicted the Bitcoin prices perfectly. So I was able to make a very substantial profit. If you guys don't know that, if you guys were part of our Night Owl recently, we made a very Jared Robinson, hey dude, good job with the channel. Thank you, Jared. But yeah, we made very good profits recently. A lot of our community members did. Thwan HXO said, yes, I love EOS. Mr. Janop, VEN. We just did a whole thing on VEN. We're going to do our XVG request here in just a sec. Naeem, you should have trolled us all by saying TRX is number one. Psh, that's funny, SC. So I think number one is going to be Verge. Number two will be Tron. Number three will be Nano. Number four is going to be DGD. Actually, you know what? I think the Habibi token is going to be number one. I think that I'm just messing with you guys. Oh man, that's when you see the subscriber count go from 40,000 to 40. But thankfully, I'm a little bit more intelligent than that. Joey said something that I just missed. Sorry. Somebody says, bye. What are your thoughts on Stellar decentralized exchange on FairX? I think that's great. I think Stellar has a lot of potential as well. We've talked a lot about Stellar over the past 2 weeks, or 2 weeks ago. It was really big. You know, I was fond of. I made the video why I think Stellar's gonna rise in 2018. Number one is BitConnect. Oh yeah. Forgot BitConnect. Somebody says, where do you see Ripple? Good question. I am not as fond of Ripple right now as most people are. I was looking at the chart, and it just doesn't look too bullish, just to be quite frank. It's breaking key support levels, and it's just continuously dropping below it. I think that run-up we saw was way too exuberant for Ripple. I think it was way too exuberant. And I think it was mainly because of the fact that people were a little bit less hesitant to invest in it while it had the hype, because a lot of coins get the hype like Tron did, but Tron isn't working with governments and banks like Ripple is, and people are more confident when you bring banks and government into the equation, even though that's the one thing they want to get away from. People are more confident with it because that's legalities, right? That's regulations. That's where the nest lies. Somebody says, if you hit 41,000 subscribers on the stream, will you dye your head blonde again? Sure. If we hit 41,000 on the stream with oh my gosh, I can't keep doing this. I'm done. And that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. I'm just kidding. Because the subscriber count now, look, it just went from just jumped like 50. You guys literally, you save all of your bullets for the last minute. I don't get it. Hey, but it's fine. So he says, I swear you just said Red Bull. I didn't say Red Bull. Can you tell us a bit about the website, planned features? Absolutely, yeah, for sure. Matter of fact, I'd love to get your guys' feedback on it. Initially, it's going to roll out as a resource where you will have most of the resources that were on the Discord and a lot more added to that. And I'm incorporating a lot of other cool things that traders could benefit from. There's also a Signal stream that I'm actually going to put a live chart. I want to have a live chart that's just almost like live streaming itself 24/7 with paid indicators on TradingView that can indicate whether to go long or short if you're a margin trader. So we're going to do a lot of cool stuff. But if you guys have suggestions, I would highly recommend sending that to me on Twitter or whatever on the website. We primarily want to make it a resource, so almost like a coin market cap combined with the conversion sites that you can convert things with, combined with like all the Discord resources we have, and just a mesh of a lot of different things for you guys to utilize and benefit off of in a very streamlined way that's designed. And that's kind of what my main focus has been, is having that user interface that could really be prominent against all other competitors, being the fact that I think there's not as much UI friendly interfaces out there right now. So I think that's kind of like the website. Anas says, hi, name, is there a mastermind tonight? Our mastermind tonight will be a Emerald and above mastermind. And the reason it's going to be like that is because it's the end of the month and we want to do a Q&A with the Emerald. It's something that we've been planning. And tonight's going to be the night for that, because we're going to be getting back into our more consistent live streams soon. and that's going to be as soon as I can get back to the West Coast, because right now I'm still in the East Coast. I actually flew out to the developers of our website and our team, and I've been working hand in hand with them, but we've kind of gotten to the point where we can do most of the things over Skype. So I'm going to go back to the West Coast so that March can be the month for SnipersTube to hit 100,000 subscribers, which is coming shortly. You know, we slowed down a little bit to speed up, and that's what's going to happen soon. So we'll talk more about that at the Night Owl or the Mastermind tonight. What do you think of the user-made technical analysis posted on TradingView? Good resource to learn about trading or don't trust by Jay Sharma. I think they're great, actually. I think getting any perspective is great. I think getting multiple, because all traders are different. They use different things. A lot of traders like to use Elliott wave counts. I don't really like Elliott waves because I don't believe in determining any magnitude, right? And yeah, they like to use Fibonacci retracements and arithmetic to measure where it's potentially going to have an impulse wave, where the large wave is going to be versus a short wave. But I just don't like having almost like a prediction, at least on YouTube, where I have people watching saying, okay, I think this is going to happen exactly. Like, I think I'd rather say and take an objective approach and say, hey, you know, these are the possibilities, these are the indicators, these are the other fundamental aspects that could either go this way or this way, so that it can give you and empower you more so than just guide you or almost create a false sense of hope, whether that's going down or up. Because if you're a margin trader, you love when things are going down because you short. We had people making tons of money during this whole downturn on our Discord, just shorting and shorting and shorting. So we just got a super chat. Let's do XVG. Sorry, we had a super chat and then we got another one here. Thank you, Ruben. Said TA on salt, please. Let me go ahead and write down my actual. Let me write all this stuff down. I'm sorry. We'll do salt after XVG. Thank you so much for the super chats. With XVG Verge, you can see currently, let's go ahead and draw this out. We're finding some support. It looks to be right around this level here of 550 Satoshis, which is not bad. At least we're finding support there. Looks like we hit bottom here on the 1 hour RSI. Let's go ahead and pull up a little bit of a bigger view here of the 3 hour, see where these support levels are really forming. You can see we're going back down to this previous support. Very simple here. If you want to play this, here's what I would say. Being the fact that we're at these lower lows and we found previous support here, obviously very, very strong support. You can see we had this form here. You found some very clear levels there. Double bottom here, 2 dips here in the RSI. And it looks like that right there is the most consistent level here. If we pull up the 1 day chart, I think we'll see a little bit of a clear perspective on the overall picture of what's happening here. And it's just a straight consolidation. Looking at the 200-day moving average, it looks like we're just kind of eating on that 200-day moving average, now slipping below it. We may potentially go down to that 200-day. If you guys don't know what the moving averages are, there's 3 lines here, the red indicating the 50-day, this indicating the 100-day, and this indicating the 200-day. And the reason it's indicating that is because if you go to inputs, we've got it set 50, 100, and 200. So if we were going to go ahead and make that 200-day moving average a little bit more bold here for you to see exactly what I'm talking about, I think we might have a potential. We'll remove this support line that we drew out as well. I think we'll definitely have that potential to start seeing those lower lows here, especially being the fact that we saw quite a bit of consolidation over the past couple of weeks here with Verge. You can see we formed almost like a pennant here that ended up breaking negative, which in a pennant, even if it's going to break out positive, typically if it starts to go negative under, then that's an indicator it's probably going to go down. It's a reversal. So you have to be aware of that, especially a pennant can fool you because it could always be a wedge too. So looking at this, at this point, I would take a little bit of caution. On the 1 day chart, RSI doesn't look too oversold yet. We're going below the 100 day. Now, really the next true support would be that 200 day moving average, which those price levels in Satoshi is right around 480 Satoshis. I just don't see Verge as doing much right now. I understand that it's low in terms of value. I mean, it was at 1,800 Satoshis at one point, but if we were to just draw this Fibonacci retracement here with where current price levels are at, I just feel like it would make more sense to see this Fibonacci retracement go a little bit lower down here. And at that point, you can see, this is sometimes a little bit more of an advanced trader's mechanism, but you can always play around with this Fibonacci to predict. Let's say this price does hit this 200-day. That means price levels would have to go all the way down here. Well, look, that's a little bit more accurate here in terms of the Fibonacci support and resistance line. So I just have a feeling that this is going to definitely consolidate a little bit more, being the fact that we had a really, really large run up here that almost was like what happened with Ripple. So that's kind of my XVG prediction. We'll do salt in just a second here, take some more questions. Let's do a phone call question. If you guys want to give me a phone call, ask a question. My phone number here, grab your phones right now. It's 321-593-5016. We'll take the next caller and we'll take some questions, and we're going to be doing our technical analysis. We'll do a couple other requests from YouTube. We're going to be doing a book giveaway, and then we're going to head straight to our Emerald Plus Mastermind on Discord tonight to do a Q&A session at the end of the month. Those are always fun. If you're not going to be there and you're an Emerald, you'll get a notification of that or a podcast version of that on the Patreon. Somebody says, where do I get trade alerts? The link is in the description, patreon.com/snipers. Keith Lessing, you're very welcome. Ernie, thanks, bro. You're very welcome. Thank you, Ernie. Mr. Knott said, thanks, Pat. We got a caller.
Call from unknown.
Hey, who do I have the pleasure of speaking with?
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing very good. Thank you for asking. Do you have a question?
Yeah. Can you talk about the Dent coin?
Dent coin, I haven't done much research on. What do you know about Dent coin?
Dent coin is like a data transfer coin. If you have excess data, we can send that excess data to anywhere in the world. If the Dent wireless is connected with the telecom industry.
Are you invested in it?
Yeah.
Nice, cool. What about the team? Could you tell me a little? Do you know a little bit about like the CEO or maybe even the co-founder or the founder?
So you just type like dentcoin.com. You can see all the features like what they are doing, and they have experience. Some of them are experienced guys. They're working behind.
Nice, cool.
And they already have a iOS app and Android app. Android app launched just 2 days before.
Oh wow, nice. I know Electronium they have their apps too set up, so that's cool, man. Sorry I couldn't answer that question. I'm not as knowledgeable about Dentcoin. I don't want to talk about something I don't know much of, but
Okay.
thank you. And thank you for watching Snipers Tube as well, man. I look forward to more interactions with you.
Okay.
Take care.
Take care, man.
Awesome. Dentcoin. There you guys go. If you guys are looking for a data transfer coin, there's your coin, Dentcoin. Look into that. Do your research. Do your due diligence. Like always. Always recommend that. And then possibly that's the trade. Draxus says, "What's the number again?" We'll do another. We'll do another one soon. Somebody says, "Hey, what do you think about Nebulo? Had a pretty good recovery. Thanks in advance, Shreyas." I have another request. I do apologize, Shreyas. I have to do the salt request in just a sec. Somebody says, "Sounds like the app developers that call me every day." Hey, watch it. Jay Betson said crashed. Someone is tripping on that wire. Draxus says, "I've been asking the same question for 7 days." What's your question? What's the number again? Is that your question? Draxus. Draxus really wants to call. Hey, Draxus, why don't you give us a call, man? 321-593-5016. That's one more time. 321-593-5016. Give us a call, brother. Just don't ask about Cardano if you call, like you just did. I'm just kidding. Somebody said the stream is cutting. I apologize. It's not supposed to happen. I do need to work on that soon. Someone says, Sawyer, can someone give me a rundown on what he said on BTC? Tuned in late. I do apologize, sorry, but what I said is pretty much we're testing these flag resistance levels. If we break past it, we're potentially going to see higher highs. The question is how high, and that's more of a technical analysis that I'd like to do as the chart matures and that we confirm the breakout of the flag resistance level that is indicated here in this chart. If you pull it up, This is a chart that we drew out a while ago. This is something different, actually. This is our trade alerts. This is actually one of our trading alerts. I actually posted the trade alert right here while I was in the buy zone, and then now it's in the take profit zone. So for those of you that profited on that, good for you. I did, so I'm glad I followed my trade alerts. Let's go ahead and look at this here. So this is the BTC USD chart that we were looking at, and we're really focused in on this level to see, are we going to find resistance, or are we going to break through this flag? Once we break through, that's a very bullish sign there, and we can potentially see some further upside. And just based on this, I would say we'd probably start getting towards those $12,000 to $13,000 price levels, but more likely a lot higher, maybe around $14,000 to $15,000, before we see any substantial resistance or even some sort of horizontal price movement, which would also be fairly healthy. But I think that it's going to be more of a gradual run up this time, not necessarily as exuberant as we saw here in December of 2017. So VJ, is the 3 moving average is simple or exponential? The 3 moving averages, well, it depends. If you have the exponential moving averages, that's an exponential. So there's an EMA, which is the moving average exponential, which is different than the actual 3 moving averages, which are simple. They're not exponential. So if you do the moving average exponential, this right here, you can set these to actually show the values that you want to see. So if you do the 1-day chart here, you can actually edit these values just by double clicking it and then changing the input here. I do got a caller here. Let's take this question, and we're going to do the SALT BTC chart here as one of the requests, which is going to be an interesting one based on that. Look at that. Very similar to the Ripple and Verge charts. Let's pull up this.
Call from unknown caller.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, man? It's Jackson.
Finally, man. How you doing?
I know, right? I know. I didn't like my chances without a super chat, but I appreciate you taking my question.
For sure, Jaxus. What's up, man? How you doing?
I got into Cardano probably, I want to say like 62 or 63 cents. It was kind of like right at the start of the crash. It's not a huge investment in it, but it's pretty sizable for me. So I've kind of been watching it. You know, it's been stagnant for like 40, 45 days. I was just kind of wondering what your thoughts are on it. Do you see any like relief in the future?
I think, Cardano, the interesting thing about Cardano is on a fundamental perspective, I like the project. But in a technical sense, I think it really saw the type of exuberance that we saw with Verge and with all of these other, like even Tron, to where now the consolidation is quite impactful compared to, where price levels previously were. However, if you look at the graph, which I actually have on the chart, you can see we're finding a little bit of bottom here with RSI levels, which is good. We hit under 30. Looks like we might go under 30 once again. And I think that's going to take us down to these support levels. Your question to me is, you said you already have Cardano, right? So you want to know where to sell.
So, I mean, I've already got a decent amount in it, but I'm just wondering if the money could be better spent, getting a position into something else. Like, at what point should I really consider just eating the loss and moving on?
Well, here's the thing. For me, I made the decision, this was when I used to trade traditional markets that, because I got burned pretty hard not following my exit points when I had stop losses or, exit points. So I never get in a position where I sell at a point where I don't want to sell. So I have gotten in positions where I've been too diversified to where I wasn't able to react fast enough to close my positions, to where I've just held my positions. I don't like buying it. I don't like selling at a loss. Like, I really don't. Only if it's strategic. So if it's strategic, I would say just put new like, once again, not financial advice, Draxus, but I would say, dude, just put more cash into the market outside of what you currently have, because Cardano's seen pretty much the worst of it, and I think that's the same with a lot of these altcoins. I think we're gonna see another rally soon, because the worst thing you can do is sell while it's at the lowest point it's going to be, and then it just jumps up,
That's what I don't want to do.
Yeah, and also in a technical sense, if you look at the fundamentals, we're actually approaching previous support levels, like and they're fairly strong support levels. They were present for almost almost two or a week. So these support levels, I think, could be pretty substantial here with this consolidation, because it looks like it's about to double bottom with the RSI, which would bring it right down to that. Which right now the price is at 2,976 satoshis. The support is at 2,584, and I think that support level is strong. So it will most likely bounce from that. That's just my opinion.
Right.
For Cardano. Yeah. Does that help out, brother?
Awesome. I didn't see any future news, and I didn't know if there'd be anything good going on with it. But I appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot.
For sure, Draxus. Take care, brother.
You too.
Keith Lessing said, "What are your thoughts on LTC over the next couple of days?" I think Litecoin's going to see further upside. It's a trade alert that I actually posted, but being the fact that I think we passed that $220 US mark, to me that was a substantial point for Litecoin. I've got my stop losses pretty much. If you guys are on our trade alerts, you guys know what we're doing here with Litecoin. I'll show you exactly what I think, and then we'll do the salt chart here. Sorry for delaying the super chats, but I already have the Litecoin chart pulled up here, because it was one of our trading alerts. Actually, I think it was one of the most recent ones. But I'm very bullish on Litecoin right now. I think especially with, the light pay and just in a fundamental sense, I think it's in a good position to see a little bit of hype and a little bit of upside from just people coming in with a little bit of FOMO buying into it. I'm setting my price targets at around $260. So this is actually the, let's pull up the trade alert here. I think it was on Binance that we did that. So, oh man, it's not pulling up here. Let's see where this thing is at. It's on one of these exchanges. Let's, wow. I might just have to pull up the actual trading alert here. Let's go ahead and look at our ideas published. I actually have it pulled up here for you. So I took a while on this chart. Let me just show you. So right here. In my opinion, being the fact that it did hit this buy zone, I think it consolidated a little bit after that, but that's fine because it hasn't stop loss zone yet. I think that this here was confirmation that it broke out of this channel, forming a new channel, and this channel is on the upside. It's in the ascent. So in my opinion, this is going to also propel Litecoin to start seeing some higher highs, especially because we are in lower levels compared to the higher highs that we saw back in December, where Litecoin soared past 300. And if we look at the exact amount, we can probably get a more accurate number here, like right around 357 US dollars. So I'm very bullish here with Litecoin. It's following a consistent trend here as well in the ascent. So there's a lot of other factors that I deemed this as a good trade, including this upward channel. So that's kind of my opinion here with Litecoin. We're going to do SALT BTC, and let's do a quick analysis here, and then we'll take a couple questions. Actually, let's look at this chart. It's very similar to what we saw with Cardano. We're seeing these previous support levels reached again. Here's how I would play this. If you guys are looking to get a good position, get your position in. Like, let's say you want to trade SALT right now. Get your position in. Set up your stop losses right under these levels of previous support because it's pretty strong, and just call it a day. Take your small losses if so, and then if it works the way it's supposed to and it finds the support, bounces up, goes into an upward trend, finds a little bit of an impulse wave, there you go. There's your profits. Like, really, especially when you see support levels this significant. I mean, these are like the lowest levels that we've seen SALT. So, I mean, if you really want to be safe here, then set up your stop loss right here under the previous support here that we saw back in November. I think that would be your best bet in this case. So, very simple chart here with SALTs. So that was a good one. Let's take some quick questions here. Somebody says, waiting on my tax refund. Somebody says, good time to TA in position. You're very welcome, Keith. Thank you, brother, for thank all of you guys, not just Keith, every one of you. Barista V60, that's a cool name. What is he using, guys? This is TradingView. The link is in the description. Everything is in the description, actually. We got all of it on the description. Unless you're on Twitter, Twitch, or Facebook, then it's not in the description. But it's somewhere. Just go on Snipers YouTube, youtube.com/snipers. Erica said, Snipers 2, please. Please what? Please, I didn't get to see your question. Sorry, Eric. I apologize. Eric said, I asked 5 times. Can you tell us ETC holders? What about ETC Callisto? What are you trying to get me to look at ETC? ETC doesn't look too bad, actually. Look at that beautiful trend here. Oh, wow. This might be a potential buy here. Look at that. This ascending channel here. Looks like we're just bouncing and bouncing and bouncing up. Volume has increased substantially. I think this looks good. I'm pretty bullish on this. This is a very simple chart. I don't need to look much at it. I mean, there's not much of a pattern for me, but it's more so just the overall chart here. I mean, if we even do the Fibonacci retracement, we'll do the body of the candle. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think this is great. This is actually a great trade right now. I might actually put a position here in Ethereum Classic, especially because I'm pretty bullish on Ethereum. I've always been. But what's cool about this is you can see we passed the Fibonacci retracement here. So now this is pretty much the support level that I'd be watching. You can see we found resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, which confirms the following of the Fibonacci retracement. What you want to find, by the way, when you're using Fibonacci retracement, this is for all of you. Sawyer, Hamburger Helper, Anthony Rios, Cade Murphy, Zach Crocker. Hi, I'm Tyler. Pax Justisa, all of you. Listen, when you're using Fibonacci retracement, when it's acting in accordance to the Fibonacci retracement, if you don't know how to use Fibonacci retracement, in the beginning of this video, we showed exactly how to use it. So, highly recommend it. Just rewind when it's over, whatever. But when you're looking at Fibonacci retracement and it's acting in accordance to it, that means you can have more confidence in it. And you can see how many times this acted in accordance to the Fibonacci retracement. I'll show you exactly what I mean. Number 1, we found support. So that's one time, right? That was one time it found, and even here, look, so 1, 2, we found resistance right at the Fibonacci retracement, exactly at the Fibonacci retracement. 1, 2, and then we'll skip this one since it's kind of sporadic. 3, you can see we bounced right on that Fibonacci. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So guess what? Is this going to drop below this? If it does, have your stop loss set up right there. Simple as that. Because at the end of the day, it's most likely going to bounce right on that Fibonacci like it did 10 times past, or 10 times before that. So hopefully that helped. Who do we got here? Fitness Health, Tarnub, Silver Jaguar, Cade Murphy, BG in the house, Shreya Suresh. That's a nice name. So does that help out a little bit? Has this all been helping out? Has this been assisting any of you? I hope so. If not, that's fine. You might just need to get on our trade alerts. Link is in the description below. I'm very excited with these trade alerts, especially with this altcoin rally that I expect. I'm really excited to announce more, predictions for all of you and really start kicking it back into gear. I took a little bit of not a break, but I've been working on our website. I've been working on the back end, rebranding Snipers 2. If you guys have seen all the new branding, hope you guys have enjoyed that. But somebody said, Eric said hello. I'm here. Hopefully you're there too. So we're gonna be heading over to our Emerald Plus Mastermind. So I want to thank all of you guys for watching the live stream tonight. Did you guys enjoy this? Did you guys enjoy this? Somebody says, where do I get the alerts? It's the patreon.com/snipers, patreon.com/snipers. It's not just trade alerts. We have a ton of subscriptions there. We have ICO alerts and stuff like that. Can you share your portfolio with us? Yes, I do that quite occasionally on Patreon and sometimes even on Discord. However, right now I'm not as diversified as I want to be to share it. So somebody just did a super chat. Thank you. I rated you 6 said, how do you know what time frame to set the charts to see patterns? Sometimes I see certain patterns in the hourly chart, but then I see something else on the 5-minute. I wouldn't look at the 5-minute, especially if you're not day trading, number one. I wouldn't look any lower than the 15-minute if you're not day trading. But in my opinion, you want to look at the chart that best suits you. I love 4-hour chart. I love the 1-hour chart in certain occasions. It depends on what type of trading style you have. There's 3 types of traders: day traders, swing traders, and long-term investors. Day traders trade a lot of trades every day. Swing traders trade they trade every now and then. So they'll buy something now, sell it in either 2 to 6 days, sometimes up to 2 weeks. And then long-term investors will hold for the long term. So in this market, in a bubble market, I would suggest being a swing trader or a swing trading long-term investor, which means that you're in the market, but you're also aware that it could eventually crash and the speculative value could pop, and then now all that falls on the market is the intrinsic value of what it's really worth. So that's kind of that. Daniel Edwards said, crypto guru. Thank you. BG said, you are a good man. Thank you. Somebody said, I want the book. Yes, we're going to do a book giveaway. So we're going to be giving away the Internet of Money. Thwan HXO said, thank you. You're very welcome. Thank you. Hamburger Helper said later. We're not leaving yet. Somebody said, Corey Gillis said yes. Awesome. Simon said the book. I got you. Please, what the indicator for Fibonacci level he uses. Sawyer. On the top left, go to the third thing, right click it, and click Fibonacci retracement, brother. Is Hashflare still profitable? My Genesis mining contract just initiated today. So we'll see about that. That was just something I just dropped a little bit in. Claude is in the house. We got Claude, our admin. Joshua said yes. Daniel Edwards said yes. Haim Tyler. Pax said loved it. I love it. So check this out. So he says, why did you do an emerald giveaway? I can't assign it. I wish I could give away different tiers and stuff, but I can't assign that. It's just automatic. Somebody said, we take you seriously. Keep it real. No hype, no BS. Much love. Thank you, Pax. I appreciate that. Keith, thank you, Keith. Thank you, Ralph. So we're going to be doing a giveaway. Thank you and your team. There you go. You should let Vivid Media and all other partners of ours know that. I'll let them know. Crypto King said yes for sure. BG said you're good. Thank you guys. Oh, Sean Stewart, what's up, brother? So here, let's do a Ramsey said I love your show. Thanks. I'm JR8. They said thanks. I love giving the shout outs. So let's give away a book. This is actually one of the first books I read about crypto. That's not how I was introduced to it. My first Bitcoin was like around 2010. I was a machinima gaming partner playing Call of Duty, making YouTube videos on a different channel, and I had to accept payments. I found out about Bitcoin. I used Bitcoin, acted as if it was change, literally just either threw it around like it was nothing. And then now with the hindsight bias that I've got, I wish I would have held some. But I really started to trade seriously in crypto around 2014, where I liquidated all my traditional assets, traditional Forex funds, over to crypto to really start being serious about the volatility that I was experiencing with crypto versus traditional markets, which I've traded for quite a while. And it was just a whole transition, but it was a beautiful transition. And I was able to go full time in 2017 in October. And I highly recommend all of you to do the same. And that's kind of what I'm here for. It's what I teach. It's what I want all of you to do. That's why I have these resources for you, which we're going to implement into a website soon. And it's going to be great. I mean, the future of SnipersTube is just on the up and up. And you know what's cool about it is you see all this new rebranding. I hope you guys enjoy the rebranding. It's a lot more professional, simple, clear, concise, and clean. But this is the book we're going to be giving away here. It's the Internet of Money, and it's a book I'd like to give away because It's the first one I read, and I think it's a great book to really help you understand the technology that you're investing in, whether it's Bitcoin or other altcoins. It goes over the blockchain, the distributed ledger, the consensus system, the nodes, mining algorithms, everything. So, highly recommend this book. If you're not going to win the giveaway, then this is going to be open to all of you on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch, by the way. So, let's go ahead and do this giveaway. Here's the question. We went over a couple different things today, and I'd like to see who's paying attention. And the one thing I want to ask right now, here's the question for the giveaway. And then whoever gets it, gets it. So let's pull up these charts here. So I talked about Fibonacci retracement quite a bit. Here's a simple one. What does the Fibonacci retracement help you indicate? What are the two things it helps you indicate? So there's two things. It's something levels and something levels. What are the two things that the Fibonacci retracement assists with? Let's see. Sawyer Johnson said the future of Sniper's Tube is brighter than Tron. That is hilarious, Sawyer. Thank you. Past the X, Humanity, Vijay, everybody's saying something. Let me do it. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by the toe. If he hollers, let him go. Bam. Whoever, Jonathan Sato on YouTube, support and resistance levels. Congratulations. I know a ton of you got it. If you didn't win, that's fine. We do a giveaway every single live stream. I didn't know that, but now I guess I just vouch for it. So there you go. Thank you all for watching. If you're an Emerald on Patreon, we're going to have a mastermind tonight under the Emerald Plus chat on our Discord. Highly recommend all of you that are Emeralds to be there tonight. We're going to be doing a quick Q&A. It's going to be a small session under Patreon exclusive under Emerald Plus. I don't want too many people there. I just want to keep it small and tight. I'll see all of you there tonight. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this live stream. More live streams to come in March. It's going to be a little bit slow. Maybe not tomorrow. I'll be in a flight tomorrow, but I will be more engaged soon. We're rebranding Sniper's Tube. We're coming out with the website. We're developing a lot of other platforms. A lot of different things with the Patreon are changing. The trade alerts, ICO alerts that we just added. We're also doing margin, shorts, long, ton of different stuff. So thank you all. If you have any questions, reach out to me. I'm more than open to communicate and talk to you guys. Twitter is probably the best place. We've really been using Twitter quite a bit recently, taking polls and things of that nature. I love all of you. Thank you guys for all the support here on Sniper's Tube. And if you need anything, either let me know, let the community know. I'm here for you. The cryptocurrency market is healthier and better than ever. More technology is developing. LightPay is coming out. We've got VeChain creating technology and enhancing the blockchain in a way that we've never seen before, in my opinion. And we have all these great projects that are just continuously developing and evolving, and I can't wait to continue to see more of these inceptions and these projects as 2018 progresses. Once again, you're watching Sniper's Tube, and like always, snipers